but
Wow. All right. Well, we just went live, so I'm just gonna grab that URL from you if possible.
yeah, sure. I sent it in the Skype notes.
Oh, let me get it. Hold on 1 second.
It should be there. It's just a picture.
Okay, got it. This looks like a fashion sort of deal. How'd that other website go after the audit? Did you
Good.
get?
I actually have Oh man, it's another conversation. I'll just give you the overall, and then we can talk about it some other time because it might be a little longer than a couple minutes. So it's going well. Although I kind of got a heads up from somebody who knows this guy really well. So he's really like X's and O's and like really factual and like really bottom line, I guess, oriented. And so I'm just starting, so I don't have a ton of case studies where I prove like I've gotten like X amount more visitors, so it led to like 3 more sales, which led to like 2016 more dollars per month. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm trying to, I guess my point is I'm just trying to figure out how to land this guy as a customer without having much evidence that I know what I'm talking about. That's the challenge I'm facing with the guy, the first guy we did with the IME independent medical evaluations site.
Gotcha. Wait, so the problem is you have the roadmap, right? But you just don't know like what to tell him?
Well, I know what to tell him, and I know what to go over, and I know why. Like 90% of why. He's just, and my price is even cheaper than most, like no doubt cheaper than all the other SEO proposals will get. But for some reason, one of his associates told me like I haven't talked to him. I haven't had a follow-up call yet, but one of his associates said basically that he is bottom line oriented, so I have to prove like I have to somehow like give him numbers. Like I can get your site like X amount more traffic, which will lead to X amount more sales. But it's tough because I haven't even like dove into his analytics yet.
Right. Yeah. So I think there's a breakdown in communication. You just kind of have to be like, look, Ben, I can give you estimations on the general amount of time that this might take, but we need to not look at this in terms of what is a keyword ranking we can achieve for you, because that's the old way of thinking. And generally when people think only in terms of, oh, we just want to rank for one keyword because we see it as a high search rate, there's so many other things that could be going on. You just have to let them know, like, look, we want to get you more business. We want to get you more authority. We want to give you controllable assets so you can start making money online without trying to just focus on one thing. And tell them, like, look, SEO is more of an omni-channel marketing sort of deal these days. It used to be like, okay, let's just get links and keywords on a page. Now it's about like building authority. It's about building, like I said, leverageable assets that you can use to your advantage in terms of getting people into email newsletters, into Facebook groups, which you can use to repurpose or send your content to get people going to your website to start generating reviews. There's so many things that play into it more than just we need to rank for a keyword. And once they understand that and you can clearly explain that to them, I think then there's going to be a little bit different of a conversation and say, hey, look, this is what we found in the roadmap. We know that this is something that needs to be fixed regardless of whether or not you're trying to like just go for one keyword. We know that this is going to improve the user experience, which in the end usually improves the conversion rates. We know that Google likes to see that you are showing certain keywords on your pages, which generally will show an improvement. And we're going to do conversion tracking and rank tracking to back that up for you. And if you don't see results in like 3 to 6 months from now, then you can go with somebody else. But the thing is that anybody who guarantees you rankings for a keyword, you generally want to stay away from. And when you say stuff like that, they'll actually respect you and say, hey, look, it sounds pretty accurate. Let's go with the first implementations and see how it goes. And then you just do the rank tracking, the conversion tracking. And if you can start showing them reports like this, where you're showing them like, hey, look, this is the improvements we made. Here's the things that we fixed from the initial roadmap. Here's some screenshots for the things that we're ranking and for the click-through rates being improved in the clicks. And now you can see that this is something that's starting to work. So let's keep it going.
Gotcha. And so if he pushes back with like, well, I should know that I'll make like $200 per month. If he gives you like like a scientific type argument, like how would you respond to that pushback?
So, I mean, generally you can shoot for numbers. Like you can say, hey, look, we want to bring in, 200 extra dollars a month from you for or per client, and we want to get 10 clients this month because we think that the average search rate is around 200, and we believe that we can have like a 10% click-through rate, which will bring in us in that hopefully that many conversions. But you also have to understand, like, when people go into traditional marketing, does anybody guarantee that they're going to make sales? No, it's not possible. And that's the thing, is people think that like SEO is like this some like game where if you like play it well enough, you're going to make money. And it's like, you can make money, of course, by doing this stuff and ranking for things. But in the end, it's not up to you whether people buy their product. It's not up to you whether or not, you're going for a keyword in that it doesn't rank, because the intent for the users is to find something completely different than what you're actually trying to rank your product for. Right. So it's a lot more than just like, we just need rankings for a keyword so we can make money. If people think of it that way, they're never going to come up with a long-term marketing strategy online that makes sense. People are just so focused on SEO as like this thing that just generates money, when really you're using SEO not just to do that, but to like I said, you want to start you use it to build out authority. You build out your brand. You build out leverageable assets like email newsletters and traffic that you can start controlling, like Facebook groups. Like, it's a long-term strategy. Nobody goes to the gym and expects to become super buff overnight. I mean, some people do, but it's unreasonable.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. And also, just kind of your comparison to like traditional sales, there's no guarantee with traditional sales either. So why would you expect something to be guaranteed on the internet?
If anything, you would expect it to be less guaranteed because, well, actually, I mean, it's all relative. Right. Either way, if they don't want to understand that, dude, then you don't want to be with those clients anyways. You want to just move on. And honestly, like the stuff I'm talking about in the paid course that I've been doing, a lot of it goes into like, we need to generate more leads so we can counterbalance these bad leads that we might be getting, because they can see when you need them and when they don't. Like for me, when clients come in, they sign up for my stuff, they can tell I don't really care whether or not they hire me. And to them, that's like, okay, well, he must be really busy and have tons of other leads. That must mean he knows what he's talking about. He has nothing to lose. So he's probably going to be telling me the truth, versus everybody who's coming up to me and saying, we can rank you number one. And so that's what most people hear. So they think that's the norm. So it's just like following this herd mentality that like we need to get away from that previous conception that most people have around SEO, which is we just need to rank for keywords and build links and make money by selling a product. Like, that's just so basic in comparison to how like this stuff actually works, where it's really building out something that really is quality. We know the target audience. We know like what their intent is on finding these products and how we can provide that best experience possible, and how we can start leveraging multiple things rather than like trying to invest in all these liabilities like links and just like trying to rank for a keyword that could drop at any time, and start building out other assets other than that are assets and not liabilities, and things that we control, like content and all this good stuff, and really good site architectures, and making sure that everything from the roadmap's implemented, because overall we want to be able to improve or make the site like easy for people to convert on, and easy for a long-term strategy to work. Because most people, they set up their site, they don't even know basic SEO. They can't even set up the site architecture right. All their URLs are all jacked up, and they're just start link building and trying to send traffic to these pages just so they can make money. When it's like, dude, if you're selling SEO, you're selling a long-term strategy. You're not doing paid advertising. If you want to do paid advertising, go somewhere else. If they want conversions tomorrow and they want numbers, then tell them to go invest in paid advertising. But just let them know when they turn that ad off, that's all they get. So if they want short-term advertising, then think about it in that way. But if they want long-term advertising, then tell them the way you do long-term stuff is you work really hard on testing things and figuring out on the way what people actually want. So you don't figure that out overnight.
Right. Amen, brother. You're taking me to church.
And hey, you know what? If you want to send him this video, just tell him, hey, look, Chase said this stuff, and like, look, he knows what he's talking about.
Yep. No, I appreciate it. Amen.
Either way, so let's get into this if you're ready.
Yep. Ready to go.
Cool. So as usual, and I set up this template on the paid course too. If anybody's looking at to do the audit for this stuff, it's always the same thing. I start out with the Moz bar. I go in, I see if there's SSL. Looks like there is. Looks good. The title tag's replicated or doubled, which we don't want. So fix title tag on homepage to be more specific with what our brand is about.
Yes, you definitely use keywords and help with meta and titles.
Yep, meta description is too short. No keywords, no meta keywords. We got way too many H1 tags. We got like 5 H1 tags. Only want 1 H1 tag per page. So italics, bold, alt text looks good. General attributes. So I would like to see all of the page load times and analytics, but we don't have that, so it's not a big deal. Kimberly's asking me, does building 2.0s help to build authority? And this is something that a lot of people are doing right now, is they're setting up these if this then that networks to distribute their stuff all over Web 2.0s. So this is like another one of those things where it's like those short-term trying to fix things, like let's just take a pill and have it fix like our strategy, when it needs to be focused around what can we do to build a brand versus build a short-term like sort of gig. Okay, so optimize images. Let's see. Image compression. Browser caching if you want to do that. Desktop. Looks like the hosting's fine though. All right. Check out the schema. So since this is like a organization, we want to have organization markup. Let's see if we got it. We do, but it's not filled out. Fill out organization markup. And I also just did a advanced schema tutorial on the YouTube channel if you guys ever want to check that out, kind of going into how to fill out the organization markup. The OG data, this needs to be fixed. Google apparently actually looks at Twitter cards now and actually uses it as a small ranking boost.
Okay. And just to get a little bit more specific, for the OG data, go back to that page. What exactly do you look for with the OG data in terms of it being up to speed?
So you just want to make sure that it's like replicating what you want to share. So this should say the brand with a description. This is basically what you would see in Google, but just on Facebook. So
Gotcha.
You just want to replicate, you know, something that makes sense, what people are going to want to see on social.
Yep. Okay.
All right, let's check out some of the other stuff. Sitemap. So we're using sitemap, which is good. Check out robots. Ooh, admin, cart, orders, checkout, account, collections. Okay, blogs. I don't know about that. Let's see. Ignores. Okay, this looks all right, except for the one thing that's making me a little nervous is this blog. We'll check it out. All right, let's go back.
There's also a crawl delay in there. Does that matter?
Yeah, I don't know why I keep seeing these crawl delays. It seems really odd that they would like we keep seeing that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get the deal there.
I really don't get it. Let's just look at what is crawl delay. Crawl delay is used to stop bot from crawling web pages or website very frequently. However, it should be used when your website have number of pages and is a big size website. Crawl delay can be used in social bookmarking sites. I don't know why you would use that.
She has a bunch of products. I don't know if she's just continuously putting up new products for her site. And
I'm gonna look.
Spam Google.
I'm gonna look this up right now, and I'm just gonna ask the question so we know for future reference, because I keep seeing this everywhere. I just really don't understand the use of it. I mean, ideally, I would think that you wouldn't want any sort of crawling to be delayed, so Could be a little bit more content on the homepage.
Yeah, definitely.
Ideally,
back by keyword research.
Yeah, I mean, ideally we want to have like 300 words per page if we could. So also with like e-commerce sites kind of like this, we also want to make sure that we're putting in other things like privacy policy and terms of service, because Google looks at that on e-commerce sites.
And does Google just think it makes it a little bit more authoritative if they have a privacy policy and those types of legal jargon?
Just in any site really, but I think they weigh it more into like e-commerce type sites. So every site really, they like I've been watching like stuff by John, like from Webmaster Hangouts, and they say like, yeah, there are certain pages that Google likes to see on pretty much every site, and like the privacy policy and terms of service are like kind of one of those that they actually look at on pretty much every site. So let's check out this stuff. Collection, sale, products. It's kind of a long URL. All right. See if they're using product markup on these. So we'll just open up Mozbar again. What's up, Craig? So meta description looks okay. Title looks okay. Could be a little bit better. 0.9 seconds. Check out the markup. Also, there's really no internal linking going on. So like you could put like related products on these, which would start sending internal links. And then you can start, when you add more text to products, you can start with products that are already ranking somewhat well. So you don't focus on the ones that aren't ranking at all, adding content to those first. And you can figure...
I was going to ask you about that. In terms of like products, there's so many. Should she no index like the products that aren't getting a lot of traffic, and then just focus on the top 10 or 20 that are, and just kind of build out content on those product pages, or how do you? I
wouldn't no index them. I would just go into Search Console and find out like the top 10 to 20 that are ranking the best, and then try to optimize those first.
Okay.
Also, internal linking on site is almost non-existent. This should happen to send PR to other pages. So ideally we would want either like related products or in here talking about it, and then we could link to other things, like for instance if they start talking about all of our suede skirts, and then you could link back to the actual category and start ranking categories. The other thing is like with these you could actually put descriptions on this. So I mean like right here we want to make sure our filters are set up correctly. So if we go here, this looks like this is just says sale. So our categories are not SEO'd well for what they should be showing up for. Or at least the sales page. I don't really know. So sales page isn't well optimized. I don't know, like Google's going to be like sales for what? And then if we go to like new arrivals, it's going to change this. So new products. But we don't know what type of new products because it just says new products. And let's see if this is actually being indexed. No, that is being indexed. So if this is being indexed, we want to make sure that we're saying, you know, for new products, what type of new products. So this is what's showing up. Sale tag new products. So title being pulled automatically, I believe, from like WooCommerce or whatever is happening, need to be changed to replicate actual search queries, because they are being indexed, but right now it just says sale tagged newest products. Anybody who types that in on Google is going to be very confused because they're not going to know. I mean, nobody's going to find that.
So how will we change that? Just dumb that down for me. I think I know we want you to.
I believe like either in Yoast or one of the settings on WooCommerce or something, you can change what's getting auto, because this is all auto pulled, I believe. So when you change the tab, it'll just say, okay, we're gonna pull sale tagged and then quote unquote newest products, because that's the name of this. Okay. So you would want to change this to like newest products for fashion 2017 or something. I don't know. Whatever your keywords are.
Gotcha.
Let's go to under 100. Whoops. So same thing. Newest products under 100. Like, you can choose if you want to. If like this is all pretty much duplicate content, you can choose to canonical these just to the main page, so they're not like, because these ideally want to be unique, like these different segmented tabs. So if we look at the canonical, this is going to this URL, which is the same, I believe, under 100. So yeah, under 100. So like I said, if this is like all duplicate content and you just wanted to point this all back to one page, which is like the sale page, you can do that.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Did we just get another crash website?
Hope not.
Dude, I think it crashed, man. How does this keep happening?
I don't know.
I think every time I go on a website, one of my viewers just starts DDoSing one of our websites we're working on.
Yeah. What?
It just died, man.
Do we have too many things open on it? Like, I don't even.
Oh, actually, it's back now. I don't know what the hell. So let's go to sales. So then we can filter by these different things. So Alexis. So see how it says sale tagged Alexis? This is not search engine friendly.
Okay.
We want these pages to be like sale for Alexis clothes, you know, top 100 designs or something. Do you know what I'm saying? Like something that's like people are actually searching for around this brand.
Got right. Yes. Exactly. Okay. Gotcha.
Different tags need to be set up to replicate, and in those two, we can actually add specific text to these. Explain, okay, this brand is about this, and this is what we have, and then you can actually in that text you can internally link to your most important products, which is going to pass juice to those. And you can see this is how your products are being set up. I believe this is already automatically getting pulled from WooCommerce. It's not really pulling an image though, I don't believe. Oh, I guess it is, but I guess I'm not seeing it here. But you can add certain things like review markup if you get reviews. You can build out this schema markup a little bit better, but you don't have to right now. But at some point it might be a good idea. Let's go to accessories. All right, so same sort of theme here. So if we go here, sunglasses, it just says accessory tag sunglasses. So this is all just basically the site set up just for users. It's not really set up for search engines, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
So collections clothing -1. It's not a very good URL.
Okay. So should I take the auto pull off in WooCommerce, or should I just somehow manipulate the and change the title tags?
You can manually change the title tags for these different things, which is what some people do, or you can just have it automatically pull certain things from the titles. It's just like that's what it's doing right now. See if it's automatically pulling whatever's in the heading tag, and it's just putting it into this.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, if you go into Search Console and you just want to work on like the first most important pages, either way, you have a lot of on page you can start doing for these main different things. You would just want to do like your keyword research, figure out what are the things that you want to start showing up for around your main keywords, probably more long tail, since I don't know how much authority is built out around this site.
Okay.
The other thing is that I don't see any content marketing happening on this.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I talked. She just opened the site. She started a couple of years ago, and I talked to her about that. So
yeah, to start building out authority, and this is all the stuff we were talking about in the beginning. Is like we want to start building out authority, collecting emails, getting funnels happening to controllable assets like Facebook groups.
Are there any other examples of controllable assets besides Facebook groups?
So anything that you would control the traffic on. So if you had like YouTube subscribers, if you had a Facebook group, if you have email newsletters, if you have people subscribe to a podcast,
Gotcha.
Anything where people you're going to be able to notify people.
Gotcha.
Because that's the kind of stuff that you control. Most people think that they control traffic off Google when really Google controls traffic for them. So you can SEO for stuff, but if your rankings drop, you don't control that traffic. So you really want to make sure that you're counterbalancing the potential loss of power by having certain liabilities. Like if you didn't know this, like Google, like ranking on Google isn't just like an asset. Like it is a huge asset, but it's also a huge liability.
Right.
Which is why it's so important to start leveraging content as well. All right, so we got that. It looks good. So the content's gonna be super important. I would start putting together long form pieces of content. And this is one of the things I'm going to be showing in the paid group is how I actually go and I use something called Pitchbox, and I literally just email like tons of people automatically in a really unique way, and I start pulling their different top tips for articles, and then I get like 60 to 70 like tips around a certain subject, and then rank for like top 80 tips for certain subject for long tail querier. And I actually end up getting links from those people as well because they read the article and they already have websites. That's how you find them.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's something that you can definitely leverage. There's other stuff you can do around like Scrapebox, which is one of the things I'll be covering in that paid course as well. But either way, let's go into Screaming Frog. So actually, yeah, let's see what's being indexed. So let's go into here. So site : boom. So we got 1,300 pages being indexed. I don't know if there's that many different pages. There are certain things like the search looks like it's being indexed. So we want to no index pages like this because there's really no point in having them. Unless people are specifically looking for that, which I doubt. Pages/contact. See, this is not a good URL either. There's no reason why we should have /pages because we already know that this is a page.
Gotcha. So big time work on the URL, big time work on the content.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's just a lot of weird errors that, like I said, with the clothing, like clothing -1, that just looks really kind of cheesy.
Okay.
Sanchita collections. Pages/about us. I would also put a markup on these specific pages. Markup about us, contact us, and I just did the schema tutorial. I actually show how to do this stuff. Okay, contact us. Reviews page. If you can get reviews.
Yeah, big time.
See, there's also no internal linking here. The heading tags are not being utilized.
Okay.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done on this site.
Yeah, a lot of tedious stuff. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of like little minuscule things.
Yeah.
So we got like collection/Sundays. I don't even know what that means. Oh, I guess this is a designer. Okay, cool. I thought that was actually they're targeting certain days of the week. I was gonna be like, this is really a problem. So let's check out if they're using Rails page 2. So if they're using separate pages, we'd want to use the rel next tags. I think we covered this before.
Yeah, you did mention it. But
they're using it right here, which is great.
Okay.
So we don't have to worry about that.
That's good.
So collections, clothing. Yeah, so other than that, you can just see a lot of basic stuff around all the meta descriptions that are being like dynamically pulled. I mean, it's not too bad, but
Okay.
like I said, it could be a little bit better.
Yep.
It also looks like we're indexing the separate sizes of clothing. So I don't know if that's true. I don't know if this is
That may be a brand. I don't know though.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. But if we're indexing the separate sizes of clothing, we're probably going to want to do canonicals on that.
Okay.
Really what it is just going through these different pages and then seeing which of them look like extremely similar. You just want to make sure that your pages are unique.
Okay.
So like, yeah, size 6 dress. I don't know if there's a size 7 also. If there is, then you would just want to point these back to the main page with canonicals.
Okay.
And in Yoast, it's really easy. Just go in here and say canonical, and then it just points to like, so if there's like 8 different sizes of this dress, you would just figure out the main size. Okay. So if this was just one size, then you would just point all the different sizes back to that one size.
Okay.
because it's in a way that's basically duplicate content. You don't want that. So over $0, over $10. So I think these are all unique. It's just making the pages look a little bit more unique.
Gotcha. Okay. No problem.
Yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, I'd work on the categories first. So you go into these accessories, clothing, that kind of stuff, and work on the categories first. So making sure that these accessories are, because you're looking at it from the top level point of view, right? So we got the home page and then collections. Let's see what collections goes to. So, I mean, if it's from a design point of view and they don't want to add text in here, that's, you know, on them. But ideally, from these different point of views, you want to have a little bit of information explaining what these pages are and then interlinking to the next level down. So this collections would go, okay, these are the different types of collections. You can see we have accessories, link, we have clothing, link, etc., etc. And then in accessories, you do the same thing. Here are different accessories. We have some of our top products can include link, 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 and then here's the actual products. And then you go into these, and then you have related products interlinking to the other products. From a design standpoint, that's up to you. Some people, they're like, oh, well, we only want one image per page. And it's like, okay, well, we know you want that, but that just looks like absolutely zero content, which it basically is. So the more text you can put in this stuff, and if you look at like really successful e-commerce sites, they either have one of the two things: lots of links pointing at them, or they have a good amount of content, and sometimes they have both.
Okay.
All right, cool. So let's go back to Screaming Frog. Holy cow, we have 27 people watching.
Here we go. I'm
Here we go.
here to watch the growth. I was here for 3, 12, and now it's 27.
So I don't know what these 430 status codes are. Let's see, what is a 430 status code? I've never even seen that. Additional HTTP status codes: 428 captive portals, 430 request header fields too large. Interesting. So something about the header fields being too large here.
Header fields, okay. Or what does that mean? Like the actual title tag? I'm not sure what they.
I don't know. Here we go. 430. Servers are not required to use the 430 status code when under attack. It may be more appropriate to just drop connections or take. Oh, so I wonder if that's why the site dropped earlier. When under attack. I wonder if somebody's actually DDoSing this site. They see my stream and they're like, Chase can't be doing audits. Do you know what DDoSing is?
No, what's going on?
It's just like sending a bunch of requests to a website or a server.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, but I would maybe spend a little bit of time looking at that.
Wow. 430.
Maybe even ask the hosting about that.
Okay.
Figure out what the deal with the 430 codes is.
I wonder if I could message Screaming Frog. I'm sure they would know.
Yeah, but that's gonna probably take years to get a response on. They probably get so many questions.
That's true. So if I have a couple years, I'll email.
Yeah, or a time machine.
Yeah,
so you can also see with these titles, a lot of them look really similar, like clothing dash tag, like we were seeing before. But if you look at this stuff, like does not look unique.
Okay.
So a lot of it's going to be, and this could be probably one of the top 10 recommendations: make title tags more unique by specifying either manually or dynamically through like an app what words the are being pulled into the titles. So we got title 1.
So for a good title would be something like for example, and correct me if I'm wrong, the brand name, maybe modifiers like best, cheap, sale, and I guess location would be keyword stuffing. So I don't want to put location in every title tag, but in terms of the brand name, maybe like a modifier. Anything else?
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, when you're doing your stuff, you just want to make sure that it's like replicating something that's probably not too general because you're not going to be ranking for that right away, but something that's more specific to maybe a long tail search around these different queries. So, like for instance, if we're going for like when we were to start with the accessories, and we got like sweaters for $250. I mean, if we were to go in and see like what people are actually searching for that, so like sweaters for under $250. So you can see that, you know, people are looking for this stuff. This is also very general, so we might want to find like that feel warm. I don't know. I mean, you have to be very specific in the beginning. See, like 25 perfect wool coats, and a lot of this stuff is just getting the keywords in place and then working on the content and building the authority, and slowly over time you just start cross-checking what you're showing up for with Search Console, and then further optimizing your on page for and your title tags for what you're trying to show up for. So if you go into Search Console like a month later and you're like posting all this content and whatnot, you can start seeing, oh, we're showing up for impressions for what feels cold, for that feel cold or something,
right?
And then you're like, let's just re-optimize it for that.
Gotcha.
So you're not trying to get it like perfect in the beginning. You're just trying to get an idea and at least be more specific than just sweaters tagged for 250. So and then also making sure that these different things are unique to what they actually want to show up for, and not just like having the same reoccurring theme for everything. Like for the page 3 and 2 and 3, that's going to be the same just because you're doing pagination. But for like the actual categories and stuff, you can be way more specific. And same with the actual products too. You can be more specific. Like I don't know. You really have to do the keyword research to tell. Like I couldn't just tell you without looking at it.
Yeah, just looking for an example. That's all. I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So a lot of the title links you can also see are really low. Dennis just donated $2. Thanks, Dennis. All right. Where did... Oh, there's screen phone. I lost it for a second. Meta description. Some of them are way over, some of them way under. This is just like basic on page.
Yep.
Some of them have multiple H1s, which you want to get rid of. So, a lot of the response times look pretty good. A lot of the word counts look decent. And then for the images, only 8 of them are missing alt tags. So I just want to... I think those are just like placeholders. You might not even need to worry about those. I think most of them have the alt tags, which is great. We can also check out if there's any links or anything to this already. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't think they have many. I don't think she has many links. That's my guess. I also know I need to build up citations, local citations, hyperlocal, stuff like that.
Yeah, you could build out citations. You could build out a Google My Business location if you wanted to as well. I mean, I don't see why not. It's not really going to hurt you. And I mean, even I target nationally, but I have a Google My Business location because you can get reviews there. There's tons of stuff that you can use to leverage. And it actually, to me, it looks like it's something that will build more trust when people actually see that you have an actual location.
Yeah.
Backlinks. So we got one backlink.
Yeah, there we go.
And it looks like it's from Yellow Pages. So you got one citation too.
There we go.
Killing it. All right.
Right.
So yeah, I'm just gonna, let's see. There might be more stuff, but let me just see if I can build this out. So one fix, or actually here we need to do conversion tracking and rank tracking, of course. So one, in all cases, set up, well, in your case, set up analytics and Search Console with conversion tracking, and set and also set up rank tracking. Measure your progress. The next thing you want to do is the basic on page for top level pages, and work your way down. A lot of this is going to be just going in and fixing like the duplicate. I gotta sneeze. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh, sorry about that. Fixing duplicate title tags. The basic on page for like, you know, heading tags, meta descriptions, just getting that stuff in place. So a lot of like really easy stuff, but it's important to get it in place now, because say they add 50 more pages down the line and you're dynamically pulling all this stuff and they just have tons of these other pages that just look like duplicate title tags and whatever. But you want to get that set up now so that their long-term strategy is like, hey, look, we want to make all of these pages on our site unique. The other thing is you want to start working on your internal linking, site architecture, and adding contextual or adding content to main pages to support this interlinking. The other thing that you're going to want to do is, let's see. Oh yeah, I saw an interstitial pop-up. If that shows up on mobile, we actually get a penalty for that. So interstitial pop-up, Google just released this. So interstitial pop-up on first visit, we want to delay at least a couple seconds. Because if that shows up immediately right when the viewer gets there and they're on a mobile phone, Google will give us a penalty.
Okay.
So I would also fix the URL structure, because that's something else that over time is going to really end up screwing them over, because there was a lot of really weird pages on there.
Okay.
So a lot of it also is figuring out what pages should be canonicalized to each other if there's going to be duplicate content issues, like certain sizes of clothing. And so you're going to have to spend a little bit of time trying to figure out, you know, filtering through the website and see what's being indexed and what's not, what needs to be kind of pointing to each other if that is a problem. I would complete the schema markup and OG data. So a lot of this stuff is just getting the basics in place. Come up with content marketing strategy and start building out authority with long form pieces of content and content upgrades. I would get the Google My Business location going and start driving reviews for products, which you can then use as well for schema markup on those products and start getting aggregate ratings showing on them.
And would we get for the products from
customers?
Would that be on Google, or would that be that app that you had, Bleeper or Blop or whatever the hell it's called?
Well, yeah, Plepper would lead to would lead to the Google My Business location. I would build out a few there, and then I'd also start maybe considering using something like Trustpilot, because you could start doing like AdWords and get aggregate ratings showing in those as well. Which is something else you might want to look at, is since this is so new and you want to start building out authority like faster, you could start pointing like certain paid campaigns towards your free stuff, and then start building up your value ladder a lot faster by supercharging it and building out those controllable assets, which is that's one of the things I actually talk about in the course. If you don't know what that means, I go over how to build the value ladder and kind of start supercharging your stuff with paid so the idea is that you give away a lot of stuff for free in the beginning in almost any business online, and then a lot of the stuff you'll be giving away for free you can actually start getting people to pay for, or at least funneling them into like a product. So like I said, if that didn't make a lot of sense, I go into a lot of detail on like the first 5 videos that I put in the Facebook group.
Okay.
So you could build out the citations, you could do the conversion tracking, but ideally, like I said, you're going to want to spend a lot of time trying to figure out what does that target market look like, where are they going to be seeing a lot of this free content, and then hopefully starting some sort of social for this social signals for this site around free content or products. I use a $10 buffer subscription, which just automatically, well, I have to plug in the content, but it'll disperse my content on different channels. So like Twitter, I get posts, like I post like every day, like multiple times a day, and I get interactions and stuff, and I'm not even doing this, it's doing it all for me, and I get those social signals as well as extra traffic and more people viewing my stuff. And then I have some other social automation where people follow me, it'll automatically message them, hey, look, I got all these videos, let me know what you think. So you might want to set up a little bit of social automation. I have some videos on this. It doesn't go in too much in depth, but if you want to watch, I have like an 8-part video series free on YouTube where I go into all this social stuff I do.
Gotcha.
And then the last thing that I'd probably do is I would get content upgrades and email sign up API started. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, so in terms of social signals decided around free content or products, do you need like anything from like the content itself? Like for example, if that's like a guide to how to dress better like at a party, or like what to wear at like weddings, or you know, stuff like that, or do you need like actually offer some of your products for cheaper, or both, or something else?
Say, what was the first part?
Yeah, so in terms of basically, what do you mean by the second last point that you just wrote in terms of in the top 10 list, the number 9? Will you further explain that?
Yeah, so I just go into this app called Buffer, and I'll just take all of the videos I do, like on YouTube, and what I'll do is I'll just plug them in here with a couple hashtags, and I'll join like some Facebook groups and whatnot, and this will take all of my posts and then figure out the best times to post this stuff. It actually looks like I need to refill this, but it'll post on my Facebook page, on my profile, on my LinkedIn, as well as LinkedIn groups, on my Google Plus page, on my Twitter page, on my Pinterest. And then you can like also specify certain Facebook groups and whatnot if they get tons of interactions, so like clothing Facebook groups, and then start driving not only social signals, but if you have free content, you can start driving people to the free content, and then just continuing to build out those controllable assets, like I said, because a lot of these people will go turn into subscribers, or they'll go to my Facebook group and then I grab them there. And then there's just all kinds of benefits for something that's so streamlined. And if you get it set up early in the beginning, you can start getting referral traffic. And as I said, a lot of this stuff is just getting the basics in place first, and then you can start focusing on more intense stuff, and hopefully start supercharging this stuff with like some sort of paid campaign as well.
Gotcha.
And in their category, what's really important is remarketing, if you can ever get that going. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the first month, dude. I would pretty much tell them, hey, look, we got to get all these basics dialed in first. This can be probably about 3 to 6 months before you really start to see any traffic, and then let them know how important it is that we start building out like 5 to 10 pieces of 3,000 plus word articles, because that'll give us a lot of things that we can start leveraging. And then when you can show them that you're building out like a Facebook group or an email newsletter, or even traffic because of the huge amounts of things you're gonna be able to rank for organically from the long form content versus trying to rank these product pages in the beginning, which everybody else is trying to rank for. That's really gonna have them want to keep you around.
Gotcha. Cool.
Forgot the name of this site.
It's I think it's Jasmine and Orchid.
Cool. All right. Any questions, man? I gotta go pretty soon. I gotta get on a call.
Not this time, but I'll just follow up in an email, and just follow up if I have anything else. But I appreciate it.
Sweet, dude. All right. Well, I still owe you like 20 minutes, so let me know whenever you need any help. And if you get any of these clients too, man, and you want help like with the reporting or getting additional roadmaps built out for them for like month 2 or 3 or any of that stuff, I can definitely help you out. Or even if you need help at getting the implementations done.
Yeah, dude, I really appreciate it. Thanks, Chase. And I actually have another my site to do. I started a business as well, and I'll shoot you. I'll probably just sign up for the next couple of weeks for that, just to go over my own business.
Definitely, man. Yeah, just let me know.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, happy Memorial Day to everybody out there, and yourself, Jason. I'll be talking to you, man. Thanks for everything, as always.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, see you.
Bye. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. If you need any help like this, holy cow, we have 36 people watching. What is going on, dude? This is the most people I've had watching forever. If you guys need help like this, let me know. You can just go to chasereiner.com/contact. If you want to get the course I've been telling everybody about how I generate leads and how I go through all the stuff we were kind of talking about today with the audits and everything, you can sign up. It's only $97 right now. You can also get an hour here with me if you click on this. And if you haven't done so already, please leave a like on this video. I'm over here. And until I see you guys next time, happy SEOing.